on WNYC. .61 and cloudy right now. In the 50s in some spots. We have a coastal flooding threat for tonight. A chance of showers this morning. Had a few already. Cloudy and just 73 for a high with some strong winds gusting up to 28 miles an hour. Summer returns tomorrow. Sunny and 83 on Friday. Right now we have some downtown subway delays. The numbers 4 and 5 and BDQ trains as well.
The word from the Wyoming mountains on interest rates.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Progressive Insurance. Customers can simplify their insurance needs and protect what's important by bundling home and auto. Learn more about bundling at progressive.com. And by LHH. LHH, a global talent solutions company, combines craft and care to make work beautiful. Recruitment, development, career transition. Learn more at lhh.com/beautiful.
I'm David Brancaccio in Los Angeles. It is like a summertime Super Bowl for people focused on the economy. The big meeting of central bankers kicks off today in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is set to speak tomorrow, and we'll be watching for hints about borrowing, jobs, and inflation. Marketplace's Mitchell Hartman has this look at one tricky part of that equation, the cost of rent.
When prices started shooting up in the pandemic, rents followed suit, peaking at nearly 9% inflation year over year. Rent increases have moderated since then, but less than prices overall. Higher interest rates should have suppressed demand for goods and services, keeping a lid on rent increases. Columbia Business School finance professor Boaz Abramson went looking for a reason rent inflation was so stubbornly high, and here's what he found.
Higher interest rates get reflected in higher mortgage costs, and that prevents people from becoming homeowners.
Those folks stay in rental housing, competing with other renters.
Low-income households, they are impacted by the fact that first-time buyers remain in the rental market and overall increase demand.
Bottom line, higher interest rates pushed rents higher. But now?
Interest rates have dropped a bit. And we do see that rent inflation has somewhat dropped.
Online housing site Zumper tracks rents currently being asked in the market. And as of July, says Tanguy Loluwarn, its national rental index showed year over year.
Both 1- and 2-bed rents were down. The first time since February 2016, we've been flat or declining across the board.
And he says the fall in average nationwide rents accelerated this month. I'm Mitchell Hartman for Marketplace.
We're also covering President Trump's latest salvo aimed at a member of the Federal Reserve. He's called for Fed Governor Lisa Cook to resign, pointing to something about a mortgage she once took out. Cook has now responded, quote, "I have no intention of being bullied to step down from my position because of some questions raised in a tweet." She said she's going to gather accurate information on her financial history to answer any legitimate questions. More in the Morning Report podcast feed if you miss it on the air. Markets S&P futures are down 0.4%.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort, offering a small ship experience with a shore excursion included in every port and onboard cultural enrichment. Discover more at Viking.com. And by the United States Postal Service, offering stamps for purchase at over 40,000 supermarkets and drugstores and at wholesale clubs, Costco, Walmart, Sam's Club, and BJ's.
Given crypto-friendly Washington, the biggest of U.S. banks are considering ways you might be able to put a crypto contraption called stablecoin in next to your checking or savings account. But does the word stable mean stable? As part of our ongoing coverage of the crypto shift emerging, let's turn to Stacey Marie Ishmael, executive editor of crypto and digital payments at Bloomberg News. Great to have you back.
A pleasure to be here.
So stablecoin, it's a genre of cryptocurrency that's hard pegged to the dollar, not supposed to fluctuate. Other than sounding crypto cool, this is going to be a hard question, Stacey Marie. Does stablecoin do anything for anyone?
Well, the clue is in what you said about it being pegged to the US dollar. A lot of other cryptocurrencies, famously Bitcoin, for example, move a lot, 5%, 8%, 10% in a day. Stablecoins are designed to stay steady at a given level. And for people who, for example, want to avoid currency fluctuations or who want to have access to the US dollar, this is really attractive. So right now, I would say the most popular consumer-facing real-world use case is things like remittances. So for folks who want to send money overseas, that's a big use case for stablecoins right now.
Well, let me just put it another way. If you want to buy an egg salad sandwich, you could use $4 bills. But why stablecoins at all? Let's say you wanted to do a remittance from a foreign country. Just use a dollar.
Well, not everybody has easy access to dollars. And the argument made by some of the folks that are trying to, I would say, innovate within stablecoins and remittances is one, that the fees are a lot lower if you do it via stablecoin, that it's increasingly integrated into popular apps. So in the US, for example, PayPal has its own version of a stablecoin, and it's pretty quick. In some cases, it's instantaneous. Whereas for more traditional forms of remittances, you can be looking at 48 hours to up to 5 days in some cases.
Now, you and I are talking at a moment when the biggest banks in the universe, including Bank of America, Citigroup, among others, based on changes brought about by the crypto-friendly Trump administration, are thinking about allowing stablecoin into regular accounts. Like part of your regular bank account might include stablecoin?
The keyword there is might. Nobody is doing that at the moment, but it's certainly one of the things being discussed. Because again, the idea, being pitched by these crypto companies is that they want this to be another accessible form of money in the same way that the dollar is. And for that to actually be true, you do need a way in the retail branch banking or online banking context to have this show up next to your accounts. And there's quite a lot of lobbying happening by various, bank lobby groups to help make this possible.
We should be clear. Do you imagine a universe in the United States where federal deposit insurance would cover a crypto account?
That is one of the more, I would say, contentious discussions now. I mean, we are actively in a regulatory environment in which you're getting the feedback that, crypto should be showing up in people's retirement accounts. And it's something in which you're getting the feedback that, crypto should be showing up in people's retirement accounts. And it's something that everybody should be exposed to and investing in. But the regulators themselves are, looking at the risks, because this is, unlike the US dollar, generally a more risky asset. And so saying that the US government will bail you out if something terrible happens to your crypto account is, for a lot of people, something they're still trying to get their heads around about how that would work mechanically.
Stacey Marie Ishmael is executive editor of Crypto and Digital Payments at Bloomberg News. Thank you so much for the briefing.
Thanks for having me.
And in Los Angeles, I'm David Brancaccio. This is the Marketplace Morning Report from APM, American Public Media.
WNYC